Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see ASME, Section 8, Division 1, Subsection B, UW, 13, B, 1. Attachment details of head-to-shell, lap welded joints. Our flagship course is Master Static Equipment Design and PVElite and Master Welded Storage Tank, as per API 650. We have curated courses to suit your learning needs, so do visit our learning platform on scootoid.thinkific.com.
Now, if I have that, if you are going to weld the dish with a lap joint, what should be the requirement? Okay. So first of all, the fillet weld which you are going to provide, that leg on the dish, the horizontal direction leg should be at least 1.3 times TS. TS is nothing but your shell thickness. So at least that much leg, one of the leg, which is in horizontal direction, not the vertical one. Vertical one, you can have even up to 0.7 times TS. But the horizontal leg should be minimum 1.3 times of shell thickness. Okay. That is the requirement. Okay. Now, typically you will see this kind of design when shell is having less than 16 mm thickness because pressure is less. Okay. Also, size is small. That is also possible. Okay. Because of the small size, you don't experience high thickness. Okay. Now, the L, the length of this lap, it's the length from tan to tan line to the end of the lap. That should be at least 3 times head thickness plus 13 mm. Okay. That is the requirement for all the types of design. If you have, if you have ellipsoidal, then only 2 times TH is sufficient for this lapping. Okay. Anybody can say any reason why for ellipsoidal head we are having the length of this lap smaller, but for other types of dishes we are having higher length of the lap. Anyone? It's very simple reason. Anyone? Why for this lap, for ellipsoidal head, we have only 2 times H requirement given by code. But for other types, it's 3 times TH plus 13 mm. Himanshu saying more pressure withstanding capacity. See, pressure, anyway, whatever decision you are selecting, Himanshu, you are designing for that pressure. Okay, so it's not like pressure taking capability will be more. Yes, Uday is absolutely right. Ellipsoidal heads are very, closer thickness to the shell. The thickness variation is not very high. Okay, so you don't need very high length. So that is the reason here, because of the similar thicknesses, you are getting minimum TH requirement, minimum L requirement for this case. Okay, great. See that L is constant for both the types. Only that H1 here it is varying. How much closely you are going with the tan to tan line. Okay, so H1 and H2 they differ for ellipsoidal and other heads. Your L total L is constant. Only that H varies. Okay, great. So now can I have this kind? What is this kind of joint? Have you seen what shell and the dish end is inverted? Where is the pressure here? Is pressure this side or the blue side? Red or blue? Just tell me. So we're saying skirt, dish end, skirt support. Okay. So this is typical. That is the reason I asked. I expected that answer. Skirt and dish end. Is it skirt and dish end, guys, which we are talking about? Is it skirt and dish end which we are talking about? We are not talking about skirt. We are talking about pressure vessel, guys. Code does not talk about skirt. Getting it? So these kind of tank, you might see the chlorine tank if you have worked with. So typically, these are the Dishon, maybe intermediate Dishon, Ramdas. And even in chlorine tank, we use this inverted kind of tanks. Here, the blue color here will be the pressure. Okay. And this is the outside atmosphere. Getting it? So it's a very rare kind of design. But if that is the scenario, you can have even this kind of weld where only fillet is there. The requirement is same. This edge to edge distance, minimum 2 times TS we have to maintain. So you have to remember that there is some distance requirement given in code. You don't have to remember. Don't try to remember this value. Just remember that something is given. I need to check. There's some value available for us as a reference, which I can take. Okay, that is the Uday. I don't know about advantage. What advantage you will get in chlorine tanks? But in chlorine tanks, I've seen this kind of design. Okay, I don't know what is the reason why they use this inverted kind of Dishon there. Okay, great. So yes, Himanshu, the pressure will be acting on the convex side. Okay, so that is correct. Okay. Now let us try to see any other detail is given. So L here again will be 3 times TH plus 13 mm. So wherever you have fillet weld and the lap joint, typically that lap length will be 3H. Okay. Based on Dishon, like we saw, even for every kind of Dishon, the same formula was there. Even if you see the previous slide, L length 3TH plus 13. Okay. Remember, there is only one side weld we are having. Okay. There is no, I can even have a weld with both side fillet. Okay. There your requirement will be different of this L. Okay. So we'll see that it will be coming in the further slides. Now this can be even this configuration. You can extend the shell. Dishon can be inside. Okay. That is also possible. Same requirement. Okay. Only it will be given from the inside. Okay. Now, this is the case where we are welding it both the side. Okay. So if you are welding it both the sides, whether this L, this lap length, what do you feel? Whether it should reduce or it should increase? The length of this lap. If we are welding it both the sides, there is fillet weld both the side. And what should be my L? Just conceptually, we are not trying to even remember it, but just so everybody is saying reduce, because we feel that the strength we are trying to provide welds so that there will be strength will be good for this joint. So our estimate is that it should reduce. Okay, let us see what is happening. The length becomes minimum 4 times TS or 4 times TH. Guys, whether it has increased or reduced, the length you see here is 4 times TS or 4 times TS, whichever is less. Okay. So earlier, what it was 3 TS plus 13 mm. Okay. Now, even the 3T plus 13 may also be more than 4 TS, but typically, if we are talking about higher thickness, then this might be governing. But here you see that anyway, these joints are not valid more than 10 mm for longitudinal, and for circumferential more than 16 mm I cannot have it. Okay. So okay, great. So that is what is about this. If we have both side weld. Okay. Now what variation, any other variation I can have? So this is your H1 value, same 2 times TH for ellipsoidal, 2 times TH for other heads, plus 13. Okay. Now, angle joints. You must have seen this kind of joint. 2 shell connected, but they are in angle. Can I have this kind of joint which you see on the screen? 13.1 F1 two parts attached with this detail. Yeah, it may be, see, definitely if it's angular, then it will be cone, right? Shell attached with cone. But if I'm attaching a shell with cone, can I have this kind of weld? That is the question. Okay, so Pradeep is saying for low pressure. Others are saying not applicable. Okay. Looks like structure welding. Yes. Looks like we, as a pressure vessel design engineer, we may not have even seen this kind of weld. The reason is it's not permitted. So please remember, any joint, if you see like this, angle joint with welded only with fillet, it's not permitted. You cannot have this kind of joint in our pressure vessel. Correct. It should be completely with groove. Whatever is filled, like they will fill it with groove welds. Okay. So these kind of joints are not permitted. So please remember this. Okay. So any vendor, if you have given, vendor has given you this drawing, or your draftsman has prepared this kind of drawing, you have to say straight away, unless we remember these things, even we may skip to comment, right? We may forget that, there is any comment also. So only if we remember, then we can comment like this. Okay.
For in-depth training and to learn more about these courses, register with the link in the description.